asked me to come say goodbye. Sayonara.
What's the point of going in for the kill if you're not going to come up with something cool before delivering the final blow?
Cheap trick and a cheesy one-liner.
Sweetheart, that could be the name of my autobiography.
No, seriously, this is how you can become Insta-worthy. Welcome to the TV Regent, and today's video is about the biggest superhero one-liners before a kill.
You know what happens to a toad when it's struck by lightning? The same thing that happens to everything else.
If you're gonna mess with Halle Berry, then you gotta go through me first. However, considering I'm not an overpowered mutant, it's fair to say she can fight her own battles, right? Case in point, the final showdown during the first ever X-Men movie, all the way back in 2000. Yeah, that was 23 years ago, and I seem to have aged more than my favorite Catwoman. Storm is brutal as ever in this scene, and she had a good reason for it too. Sure, Toad was an interesting villain to deal with, but he quickly ran out of favor, so Storm sends him off after educating him about how lightning affects a toad. I mean, it's actually a funny moment, which is what makes it even more badass. The timing of the line is complemented by Halle's flawless delivery, and I gotta say, she kinda makes killing look glamorous.
It's about to get very cold in here.
Stop it!
You walked right into this one. I've dated hotter chicks than you.
That's all you got?
Cheap trick and a cheesy one-liner.
Sweetheart, that could be the name of my autobiography.
Leave it to a genius like Tony Stark to come up with a business opportunity even when he's facing death. I guess it shouldn't be so surprising. This is the same guy who created an Iron Man suit with his life on the line. Of course, he's come a long way since the first ever MCU flick, and it shows in his hilarious coping mechanisms. Not that I'm complaining. Most people would love to drown their sorrows in fancy cars and beautiful women. However, Tony should really choose his ladies with more discretion, especially after the Brandt incident. But hey, we've got an amazing dialogue out of it, and that too right before a pretty impressive kill. Bro really managed to defeat an extremist villain without even using his suit. Come to think of it, Iron Man's entire brand is built off cheesy one-liners.
I'm sorry, I don't want to get off on the wrong foot or look at the pantry of the eye.
So I'm not too sure what Brandt meant by cheap tricks though. Well, at least he got the perfect name for his autobiography, right?
That's the thing about smart guys. We always cover our ass.
Only human.
Dodge this.
With the advancement of technology in today's world, I'm convinced that we're going to be facing a Terminator level event at some point in the future. But even before the days of ChatGPT and AI tools, we got a revolutionary movie that changed the way we looked at the world. It's even harder to believe that it came out in 1999. I've always shown my love to The Matrix and Keanu Reeves in particular, but Trinity will always have my heart. She was such a badass character who became an inspiration for young girls everywhere. I guess that's what happens when you actually write a good female character. My favorite moment of hers is the final line she delivers to Agent Smith right before shooting him in the freaking head. It is a huge flex, especially after considering how dominant Smith was against Neo during their fight. We should thank his stars that he wasn't facing off against John Wick, eh?
It's a privilege to be among them.
You're unbearably naive.
Well, I was born yesterday.
I just spoke about the dangers of AI, and here's a movie that presents both sides of the spectrum. Ultron is the epitome of technological dictatorship, and on the other hand, we've got Jarvis, Vision, whose British accent makes him classy and innocent at the same time.
It's terribly well balanced.
Well, if there's too much weight, you lose power on the swing.
He has a good reason for all of that as well. Vision is a very young robot. Bro even acknowledges it right before he adds the finishing touches to wiping Ultron off the face of the planet. It's a rather tranquil scene that doesn't up the stakes or raise any tension, but still leaves a lasting impression.
They're doomed.
But a thing isn't beautiful because it lasts.
Yes, Vision, you might have been born yesterday, but I'm pretty sure the oldest of humans would love to have what you've got. Although, I've got to admit that I'm not too comfortable with the age gap between you and Wanda.
Maybe I am a monster. I don't think I'd know if I were one. So there may be no way to make you trust me. But we need to go.
Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill.
If I were to say that Marvel's first box office success was an R-rated film, then how many of you would believe me? That's right, Blade was Marvel's first ever film to earn them a decent profit, and this was despite having a limited audience. It was considered dark for its time, and I do completely agree given the gore factor. Of course, the key character was Blade himself, who never really cared about the language he used, especially during battles. Captain America might not like his potty mouth attitude.
Are you out of your damn mind? Language.
But you can't really argue with someone who's got unlimited sass. The final battle between Blade and Frost was a treat for the naive audiences of the almost millennium year, and the vampire anti-hero gave us a lot of reasons to celebrate his killing style. I mean, the line before he delivered the final blow to Frost was badass and even somewhat philosophical. Come on, Disney, make more movies like this. Just imagine how tired we are of what you're offering nowadays.
I'm getting a little tired of chopping you up. Thought I might try fire for a change. You asked me to come say goodbye. Sayonara.
There's ungrateful, then there's shamelessly ungrateful, and then there's Ichiro Yashida level ungrateful. If the Wolverine saved my life from a freaking atomic bomb, then I'd probably be thanking him in every possible timeline. And then we end up with Yashida here, who simply wants to steal his healing powers to avoid his own death. Bro even tried to make Logan feel as if he was being done a favor. We've all seen Wolverine's badass battle against the Silver Samurai, and I really like the way he ended things between him and his old buddy. Well, I guess if that's what you want to call him. I'm all about honoring Japanese culture, and it looks like my main man logo is on the same page as he says goodbye to Yashida in his own language. It might have been a savage flex, but I still think he went easy on the guy.
English!
Wait! No! You wanted the truth! I told you the truth!
How did you know there's a pool down there?
I didn't.
You're immortal. How? You said it yourself, we're the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Marvel has a thing for overpowered space villains that have uniquely coloured skin. Before the purple titan Thanos, we had the blue warrior Ronin, who could pack a punch. It is a shame though that we didn't get to see more of him in the MCU, but at least they did him justice with the way he was killed. I mean, it took all the Guardians of the Galaxy to finish him off, and that too with the Power Stone. I want to take this moment to shout out Star-Lord's hilarious dance distraction.
What are you doing?
Dance off, bro! Me and you!
But my focus remains on how the entire team joined forces to control the Infinity Stone and vaporize Ronan. Well, if I was in his place, I'd also be surprised as to how a bunch of random mortals are able to absorb so much power. However, Peter Quill gave us a line that's not just delivered with sass, but also reinforces how important the Guardians are rather than individual beings.
You feel romantic, sexual now.
No, I don't.
For her.
No, that is not... Okay.
See, you told everyone your deepest, darkest secret.
So unbelievably uncool.
For the Gen Z era, there's no way you haven't heard of him. The man has shattered several bodybuilding records, he's acted in a wide variety of blockbuster hits, and to top it off, bro can speak multiple languages. Make it so memorable is commendable.
Honey, you wouldn't hurt me. Would you, sweetheart? Be reasonable. After all, we're married.
Consider that a divorce.
If you finally learn to do what is necessary, I won't kill you. But I don't have to see
When it comes to superhero mentors, there's a certain amount of respect that they simply command by default. However, in some cases, they go rogue and you gotta take them down while honoring the whole the student has become the master vibe. Bruce Wayne had a rather shady tutor in Ra's al Ghul, and while I'd admit that his fighting style was top-notch, the ethics behind his actions didn't really make any sense. Like, how are you gonna get rid of moral corruption if you're in the exact same boat, or in this case, the same train? I guess Batman didn't want to take part in any conflict of interest, which is why he left his mentor to die in the crash. Yeah, you might have said that you're not gonna kill him, but come on, Bruce, you deliberately left him to meet his maker. But then again, Batman's a billionaire, so he must have known about plausible deniability.
Nice.
I never said thank you.
And you'll never have to.
Why won't you die?
Beneath this mask, there is more than flesh. Beneath this mask, there is an idea. And Ideas are bulletproof.
When you're the entire life and soul of a movie, you gotta flex a bit before you pull off your moves.
We have guns.
No, what you have are bullets, and the hope that when your guns are empty, I'm no longer standing, because if I am, you'll all be dead before you've reloaded.
That's what V was known for doing in V for Vendetta, and he made sure to treat all his targets equally. Now, if you consider his counterpart, Mr. Creedy, that guy who wouldn't have made it to any of my lists even if he did end up killing V.
My turn.
Wait, what kind of line is, why won't you die? Come on, man. V put in a lot of work to overthrow the government. The least you can do is expand your vocabulary. But on a serious note though, V's response was classy and deep too, if you think about it. Props to the screenwriter who came up with his ideas are bulletproof line because it's relatable and hits way too close to home. With a killer line like this, did you really think anyone else was going to come out on top?
Holy Christ! Jesus! He wore a uniform in those days. You. It is you, the ghost of Christmas past.
Hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you need more, here, why don't you check out one of these?